All right, Shalom. I want to give our praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone of well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth with our righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Tazamar Debar coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. And through the spirit, wanted to do a real brief lesson. And you see the title, The Marriage of the Lamb, Make Yourself Ready. We're in a time where we're supposed to be preparing ourselves and getting right with the Lord, because we can see that the marriage of the Lamb, the bridegroom, is on his way, man. He's not tearing anymore. All the things is lining up with prophecies, is lining up to the signs and the times of his return. So we have to stay in the spirit and stay locked in and be ready, man, because hey, he's about to come to redeem the elect. The elect will be what that bride unto that bridegroom, man. And we're in the day of hastening the day of his return. So we have to be in the spirit, have to be locked in, because we can clearly see that he's about to make his return, man. All the signs are lining up with the return of Yahweh Shah. The chariots are everywhere. They're having to have conversations on Congress about the sightings of the chariots. So we can clearly see that our redemption's drawing nigh. And we're about up out of this thing. Real quick, I want to grab a few precepts on us getting up out of here, man, on the strangers of our salvation, man, because that's what it's going to seem like unto these people when they seeing us getting the elect, apparatus out with that number, getting the hell up out of Babylon the Great, man. And real quick, I'm just going to start with Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face, as such have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. And that's what you're seeing with the men on the highways and hedges, man. Standing in great boldness, proclaiming the victory through the scriptures, man. Reading out the prophecies and telling Esau, Edom, and 2/3 niggas and these heathen, you're going down, man, because Yahweh Shai is on his way, man. Everything that we're seeing taking place is lining up with his return. And it said, make no count of his labors, because you can clearly see they don't. They give two damns about the Negro, Latino, Native Americans and the society, man. We helped build up this man empire, and look how they treat us. They got us in the corners, in the ghettos, and everybody looking down upon us, man. Verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled and tremble and shall with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangers of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, man. Because why? When they see them chariots beaming up, these so-called niggers and spicks and wetbacks that they look at us as, it's like the scripture says, it's going to be the amazed at the strangers of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for, man, because they would never imagine that these so-called lowlifes on this side will be beamed up with so-called UFOs, man, that we'll be redeemed from the madness and the corruption of society, man. And that's what's gonna have these people bugging the fuck out, man, when they see that the Negro, Latino, Native Americans are really the true Israelites as it is written. They're gonna bug the hell out, man. And it says stranger of his salvation, man. Real quick, this is the book of Revelation 11 and 11, because these people are at fear. They understand what's going to take place, and I'm talking about these elites of this society, man. These two-time loser Edomites and these goddamn 2/3 niggas, they don't really understand what's going on. They just walking around here in Babylon the Great, bumping over every damn thing, man. This is Revelation 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life of Yahweh will enter into them, and that's represent the time period of 1620 to the time period of to the time period of 1969 to 70, when Abba Bibbins came on the scene, which was filled on the light Elijah the prophet, man, crying out in the wilderness, man. And it says, and the spirit of life of Yahweh will enter into them, and they stood upon their feet. And that's what you're seeing, man. Like it says, man, like we just read. It said what? Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then the righteous man should stand in great boldness under the face of such as have afflicted him, man. They stand upon their feet, man. That's what you're seeing, man. At the two witnesses, man. And it said they stand upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them that saw them, man. And these Edomites and these other nations, fears, you best believe they're at fear, seeing that the Israelites are rising back up to who they are, man. They're coming back to their nationality, and that's putting fear on Esau Edom, man. Because he knows now that his time is short. This is why he's going in Operation Warp Speed and trying to help and push forth other propaganda and psyops amongst the people. Because he see that the remnant is raising up and not trusting in his system anymore, man. Verse let me keep going. Verse 12, Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up into a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And that's what you're going to see, man. It said, and the enemies beheld them. They was a shock that these niggas got beamed up into a cloud, which we know that cloud represents the chariots. When we go here, Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. And that's what they're going to see, man. They're going to be wailed. They're going to be in trouble with fear. And they're going to see that the strangeness of their salvation is coming to who? The nation of Israel, man. The elect of the nation of Israel is going to get redeemed from the setting pearls that's going to take place, especially with that second death with them ICBM missiles. The scriptures say this: the righteous shall scarcely be saved, man. Because you best believe the missiles is going to utterly desolate this place, man. Right along with the salvation. So it's going to be damnation and salvation at the same time, man. And real quick, let me jump back. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 3. And they repenting and groaning with anguish and spirit shall they say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometime in derision, a proverb and reproach. And you best believe that's what these damn heathens and these 2/3 niggas is gonna be saying amongst themselves, man. When they gonna be get hit with the missiles, that's what they're gonna be saying. But mainly these heathen, they gonna say these niggas and spicks who we had in derision as a proverb and reproach, and we was calling them out of their names. We wasn't calling them the true living power. We wasn't calling them the Israelites, man. That we and he said we fools counted their life as madness and his end to be without the honor, man. And that's what they see, man. They look at what we're doing on the highways and hedges as vanity. They feel like what we're doing is gonna be non and void, man. It's just we're just out there, man. It's irrelevant. But at the end of the day, it's relevant because the Lord put us on the highways and hedges, man. He said what? He will make the foolish things confound the wise, man. We look foolish to these people, man. Out there in some garments, teaching the Bible, yelling out loud. Yeah, that would look foolish to somebody that had no spirit of discernment on them, man. And that's why the people said we fools counting his life as madness and his end without honor, man. Because they really think that our work is in vain, man. But the Lord said, nah, our work is not in vain, man. We're truly gonna reap here in due season, man. We just have to be patient and keep looking and hastening the day of his coming, man. Like the scripture says in Luke 21, man. Look up because your redemption draw nigh. That's the spirit we're supposed to be in, man. Because we can clearly see that the marriage of the Lamb is approaching very, very soon, man. We about to get the hell up out of here, man. Let me keep going. Verse 5, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 5. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and his lot is among the saints? Because we know that the saints are the Israelites, man. The deliverance will be coming to the saints, the elect of the nation of Israel, man, and none else. Real quick, let's get that. This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and 32. Because this is where deliverance is coming to, man. It's coming to the Israelites, man. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 32. And it shall come to pass, wheresoever they shall call on my name of the Lord shall be delivered. And for in Mount Zion and Jerusalem shall be the deliverance, as the Lord have said, and the remnant whom the Lord shall call, man. So that remnant is going to be delivering, man. Let's read that again. Let's clear it up. Joel chapter 2, verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. And that's talking about the Israelites, man. It's not talking about all people, man. Let's clear that up real quick. Because this niggas running that quick as hell, don't they? This is Acts chapter 2, verse... I'll start at verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. That's what these people, that's what they say, right? But let's keep going. Ye men of Israel, hear these words, man. Yahweh Shah of Nazareth, a man prepared of Yahweh among my miracles and wonders and signs which Yahweh did by him in the midst of you, as ye also yourselves also know. So that's talking about the nation of Israel, man. That's the whosoever can call upon him, man. It's not talking about any other nation, man. Because you got to understand, when these letters and these scrolls was written, it was amongst the Israelites, man, dwelling amongst other nations. Let's read it again. It's Joel chapter 2, verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. And that's talking about the Israelites. We just cleared that up. And it says, for in Mount Zion and Jerusalem shall be deliverance, man. So let's look up this word deliverance real quick. It's a clear, see.
Strong's H 6413. Peleta.
Poleto, and it says
second
escape
entry.
Deliverance, escape
Peleta.
remnant. See that remnant is
Peleta.
Israel, right? And let's
third
go down.
entry.
Let's go down.
Peleta. Peleta.
Anything else? basically that's, let me see. It says deliverance that is escaped remnant. So that remnant is gonna be the one that's gonna escape all these things that's gonna take place, man. And mainly that second death. That's gonna hit America, which is the ICBM missiles, man. It's gonna desolate this land, man. And I'm gonna read it one more time. We jump back. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and Jerusalem shall be deliverance, that remnant, as the Lord have said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call, man. So that's the remnant that's gonna be saved, man. In these last days, the remnant that's preparing itself for the bridegroom, man. That's making itself ready for the marriage of the Lamb. That's the ones who's gonna be slave in these last days, man, and nothing else, man. Real quick, it's the book of Zephaniah 3 and 20, and then we jump back to that to the marriage. Zephaniah 3 and 20. And at that time will I bring you again, even in that time that I will gather you. See, the Lord is doing what he's gathering us by the word. The Lord is gathering us by the word. He said, Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 20, and at that time will I bring you again, even in that time that I will gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, said the Lord. So, man, you got to understand, Jacob was scattered amongst all these heathen, and he said he's going to make a praise among all the people of the earth when I turn back his captivity, man. So the Lord is he's going to start off doing what? He's going to turn us back and bring us back to our true natural state, man. And that's what it starts with, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man. It starts with this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. He said, I will gather you, man, for I will make you a name and a praise among all the people of the earth when I turn back your captivity for the eyes, said the Lord, man. So the Lord is doing what? He's turning back our captivity, man. And it starts with the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, bringing us out of that captive mind state of thinking like these damn heathens, man. That's why it says what? This is Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and as such are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but they shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth, man. And that's what you see, man. The remnant is returning, man. The remnant is making themselves ready for the bridegroom, man. They're not staying on Esau, Edom. They're not trusting in these damn heathens and Esau, Edom anymore, man. They're trusting in Yahweh by Shemal Shah, the Holy One in truth. That's what the mindset they supposed to be in. It said the remnant shall return, even to the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. And that's what you're seeing, man. The remnant is the ones that's preparing themselves and making themselves ready for the bridegroom, man, making themselves ready for that feast. And this is Revelation chapter 19. So like it, Revelation chapter 19 and verse 7. Let us be glad and rejoice in giving honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready. And who's the wife, man? Who is likened to a woman? The Israelites, man. Let's get that real quick. Jeremiah 6 and 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a common delicate woman. That's talking about the nation of Israel as a whole, man. And that's how the Lord's looking at the remnant right now, is that common delicate woman, man. That's why he said what? Be ready for the bridegroom. Let's read that again. Revelation 19 and 7. Let us be glad and rejoice in giving honor to him. Giving honor to who? Yahweh Shah and the Father, man. Yahweh by Shemal Shah. For the marriage of the Lamb is come. The Lamb is Yahweh Shah. And he's on his way, man. And it said, and his wife have made herself ready. And this is what you're seeing, man. We're making ourselves ready because we're trimming our lamps, man. We're preparing ourselves for the day of Jacob's trouble, man. Real quick, let me grab a few. This is Hebrews 10 and 25. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and some such the more as ye see the day approaching. So that's the mindset that you're supposed to be in. Let's read it again. It said, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, man. That's why brothers we have to be in the spirit of gathering together and doing what more fellowshipping, man. Stand in the spirit of Yahweh by Shemal Shah, man. Stand in the spirit of being locked up, man. Stand in the spirit of being hastened the day of his coming, man. Pushing out our videos, man. Pushing our videos out that's showing forth that, hey, we're making our spiritual sacrifices, man, and our epistles. It says, but exhorting one another. That's how you exhort a brother, man. Exhorting, man. Exhorting one another by doing what? Putting the spirit on Jake to continue to keep fighting for the good fight of faith, man. That's what these epistles and these videos is for, man. And going on the highways and hedges, man, to exhort one another. He said, but exhort one another, and such much more such and so much more as ye see the day approaching. Salaki. And this is what you see, man. We see the day approaching. We can clearly see that Yahweh Shai is on his way back. So we have to keep exhorting brothers to continue to fight and to keep pushing, because we can see the day approaching, man. We can clearly see that the time of Jacob's trouble is at hand, man. That the Lord is about to visit this place which he made, man. This is why we're in the time of what? Trimming our lamps. Preparing ourselves for the bridegroom, man. Trimming our lamps, man. How you trim your lamp, man? Stand in the spirit, man. Stand and hasten in the day, man. And occupying yourself in the spirit of prophecy. That's how you trim your lamp, man. Stand on point, man. Let's get the talent of the five virgins, the five and the wise, foolish virgins. This is Matthew chapter 25, and I started verse. Let me see. I started verse 6. Matthew chapter 25. And verse 6. Matthew chapter 25, verse 6. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. And that's what you're seeing, man. We can clearly see that Yahweh Shai is on his way, man. And it says, then shall all the virgins arose and trim their lamps. And this is what you're seeing, man. The virgins are trimming their lamps, man, in the spirit, man. Because the virgins represent the ones that's not defiled with any other women and any philosophies. Real quick, let's get that. Revelation 7. Let's see. Revelation 14. This is Revelation 14 in verse 14. These are they which are not defiled with women. Women represent these other philosophies, man. These other philosophies, these other doctrines. It says, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whatsoever he goeth. These are ones that's waiting upon the Lamb to follow the Lamb wherever he goeth, man. These are the ones that you're seeing now on the highways and hedges, man. It says, wherever he goeth, these were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Yahweh Shai Shai and to the Lamb, man. And that's what you're seeing, man. That's what you're seeing, man. The ones that's trimming their lamps is not defiled with any other philosophies. That's not out here following all these false gods and all this idolatry, man. That's the ones, man. That's the virgins, man. Verse 5, and their mouth was found no guile, man. No guile. You finding guile in a bunch of these other guys that calling up that's a part of the circumcision, man. Especially when they're dealing with the MOTB. You fouling gal, man. That's gal. It says, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh, man. That's the ones that is going to get what? Their iniquities pardoned, man. Their iniquities pardoned because they was doing what? Doing right by the eyes of the Heavenly Father, man. The scriptures say, kiss the son, not lest he be angry, man. You're supposed to be doing right by Yahweh Shai. And you clearly see that the day is approaching with a marriage is being prepared, man. You can clearly see that, man. But what these foolish virgins doing? They steady in the mindset of the world, man. They steady in the mindset of the world. And this is why you seeing, hey, they're losing the oil, man. Let's jump back. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 6. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 6. At midnight there was a cry made before the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Like we said, this is what the virgins are doing, trimming their lamps, man, doing their videos, fellowshipping, standing in the spirit and staying locked in, man, and redeeming the times because the days are evil. It says, and the foolish said to the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. That's the ones that's doing what's trimming the doctrine, man. Trimming the doctrine to seek love, as they say, man. They want to be liked of the world, man. And this is what they're doing. They're losing the oil, man. You seeing them losing the oil, man. It's an oil spill amongst these guys that say they're part of the circumcision, that say they're pushing the truth, but they got plenty of oil spills behind them. It's like an oil leak, man. They can stand there and they walk off, all the oil spilled up out of them, man, because they're not doing right by Yahweh Shai, man. Let me see real quick. This is what you're seeing taking place. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 20. It says, there is treasure to be desired in oil in the dwelling of the wise. And that's what you're seeing, man. They desire to have the oil. They desire to have what we have. But, hey, this is of the Lord, man. This is not ours. This is of the Lord, man. This is of the Lord, man. The Lord giveth and take it away. The Lord is the one to give the increase, man. He said, but the foolish man spendeth it up, man. They spend their time on doing what? Trying to make merchandise Yahweh Shema Shah, instead of doing what Yahweh Shema Shah commanded them to do, is to bring what? Righteous fruit, man. They're bringing corrupt fruit, man. Why? Because they're trimming their ways to seek love, man. They're getting paid off, man. They're doing carnal things and bringing blame to the gospel, man. The scriptures say blame to the ministry, roughly paraphrasing. You see that amongst these guys that say they got the truth, man. Out there with the sticks, holding their toolies. They ain't the Most High Yahweh Shema Shah ain't dealing with that shit, man. This is why you seeing these guys getting goddamn called out, man, through the Spirit, man. And the Lord's gonna do what? He's gonna cast them off into utter darkness, man, where there'll be anguish and gnashing of teeth. Let me keep going. Matthew chapter 24, verse 9. But the wise answered, saying, not so, let there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves, man. Hey, you should have been doing what you're supposed to do, what the Lord commanded you to do, man. Hey, like we just read in Proverbs, man, it's treasure to be desired in the oil in the house of the wise, man. That's what you see. These guys, they want the word, they want the oil, man. But they doing what with their time? They're doing everything worldly instead of what the Yahweh Shema Shah commanded them to do. And this is why it's a major oil leak amongst them fellas, man. And it says, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they were ready, went and with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. And that's what you see in that door represents that time of mercy, man. That grace period, man. That grace period is about to be shut up. Just like in the time of Noah, when that ark was closed, that's what you're seeing taking place, man. The spiritual ark is about to be closed up amongst you 2/3 niggas, man, because you don't want to get right, man. Especially like we say amongst the circumcision, the ones that was crept in underwear, that came in to spied our liberty. That's what you see these niggas doing, man. Out here, but just bullshit, man. Thinking everything's a damn joke, man. Matthew chapter 25, verse 11. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, brother, I say unto you, I know you not. And that's what the Lord's going to say to these niggas that say they got the truth, that say that, hey, you can do what you want. You can pop your woman up the you know what, and the MOTB ain't the you know what, and all this madness that they push. Yahweh Shema Shah going to say, I know you not. It says, watch, therefore, for ye know neither the day or the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh, man. And that's the mindset you're supposed to be in, man. You're supposed to be watched, therefore, because you don't need not the time when the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, is going to make his return, man. So you have to be prepared. You have to be really prepared for what's about to take place here in Babylon the Great, man. But 2/3 niggas ain't prepared for that, man. Real quick. This is Revelation chapter 16. Verse 15, because you got to be in the spirit of watching, man. It says, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watches. That's a blessing to be watching. Watching is what? Stand on your watchtower, looking out for various articles that line up with the spirit of prophecy, man. The spirit of prophecy is Yahweh Shai, lining up with the signs of the times of the coming, man. It says, blessed is he that watches and keepeth his garment. The garment represents the wisdom, the knowledge, understanding. That's the oil, man. That's the oil. That's the virgins, not the foolish virgins. Let's read it again. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest they walk naked and they see his shame, man. That's what you seeing with 2/3 niggas, man. They out here got the oil leak, and you seeing the shame upon them, man. And the angels see that, man. They ain't got the spiritual garment on, man. They don't have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. They walk in great pride. They walk in vanity because they are of all the world, man. The scriptures say if you was of the world, the world will love his own, and that's what you see with these niggas, man. That's why they're about views and about trying to bring all Israel together. But Yahweh Shema Shah said he's only coming back for that remnant, the elect, showing that these guys ain't pushing out the truth, which is the other scriptures, man. They bring it in and they add to the scriptures, man, which is off, man. And that's why you're going to see a lot of these guys start to get destroyed, man. Let's jump back. This is Revelation 19. And I'm going to start at verse 8. Revelation chapter 19, verse 8. And to her was it granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints, man. And that's that garment. Let's keep going. And it says, and he said unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper. That's a blessing. That's what and that supper is being prepared, man. That supper is about to take place with a marriage and that supper, man. And it says, of the Lamb, and saith unto me, these are they true sayings of Yahweh, man. Let's speak on that supper, man. Let's speak on that supper that's preparing us for Yahweh Shema Shah, man, for the marriage, man. This is Matthew chapter 22 and verse 1. Let's speak on that feast. And it says, and Yahweh answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, the kingdom of the heaven is like unto a certain king, and that king is Yahweh, which made a marriage for his son. That son is Yahweh Shai. And this is what you see taking place, man. And he said, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bound, that was bidden to the wedding, and that they would come not. And that's what you're seeing, man. That he said that was bidden from the wedding, and that they would come not. And it says, verse 3, again, Salaki. Again, he said forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen, my fatlings, and my killed, and are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage, man. And that's preparing that feast, man. That's likened unto a feast. And what you see taking place, man, real quick. Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by the word that proceedeth out of Yahweh's by Shema Shai's mouth, man. That's the spirit you're supposed to be in, man. Because this wisdom, knowledge, understanding is likened unto a feast. And Jake can't see that. This wisdom, knowledge, understanding is likened to a feast, is likened to a supper, man. And that's what the Lord's preparing, man. He's preparing us for this feast, man, for this feast and for the marriage, man, for the return of Yahweh Shema Shai, making ourselves ready for the bridegroom, man. Because it's likened into a feast, man. We're getting ready. We're making ourselves in our fine linen, which is the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, which is that spiritual garments, man, without blemish, without spot, man. You can't pull up and go to the feast with Kool-Aid stains and mustard stains all on your collar, with a messed up with bleach stains all on. Come on, man. He said you gotta make yourself ready, man. You gotta make yourself ready for the return of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Let me jump back. It's Matthew chapter 22 and Matthew chapter 22, verse 5. But they made light of it in their ways of Salah, and they made light of it in their ways, one to his farm. Let me see. Into his merchandise, and the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully, and slew them, man. That's talking about the 2/3 really like killing the prophets, man, because they don't trust in the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. And that's why they speak on the prophet killers, man. These same niggas are back in the same spirit today, man. And it says, but when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers, them 2/3 niggas, man, the 2/3, and burn up the cities. And that's what the Lord's gonna do ultimately, man, to burn these cities up, burn Babylon the Great up, man, and bring you 2/3 niggas up as well, man, because y'all don't trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. Y'all trust in this society. Y'all don't trust in the Lord. You trust in Esau, Edom, and his weaponry, man. And this is why y'all ass is gonna get destroyed, man. And it says, keep going, verse 8. Then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bond were not worthy, man. That's them niggas, that's calling on the name, but Yahweh Shema Shai, but he's not hearing that, man, because they're not worthy, man, because they're making things about their own, they're about themselves, man, they're about their own belly, man, and the Lord's gonna destroy their ass, man. These guys are saying they're other Lord and other circumcision, but doing their own way and coming up with another way. The Lord's gonna destroy their ass, man. Verse 9. Matthew chapter 22, verse 9. Go ye therefore into the highways, as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. And that's the job of a prophet, man. The scripture says in Proverbs 1, what wisdom cry without, she utter her voice in the streets, man. That's that wisdom, knowledge, understanding. That's why I say, go ye therefore into the highways, and many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. This is the marriage, man. Bid to the marriage again, and so we can get ready for that feast, man, that supper, man. And it says, so those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all the many as they found, both good and bad, the ones that come in and fall upon stony ground, the ones that's laden with the foundation of the Yahweh Shah, that's still standing firm to this day. That's why he said bad and good, man. That's what you see, man. You see the ones that fall upon the stony ground, that fall and start going after their own way, their own lust, and all the vanity. You know what I'm saying? Then you see the ones that putting Yahweh Shem Shah as their foundation, man, as that chief cornerstone, man, trusting Yahweh Shem Shah. And it says, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And that's what you're seeing. It says, and when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment, those that was crept in unaware. As you read in the book of Jude, the ones that was crept in unaware, that came in the spot out liberty, probably, roughly paraphrasing, that's the ones that doesn't supposed to be in there. The nigga that just standing out, that damn elephant in the room. And it says, and he said unto him, friend, how comest thou in hither not with a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Nigga ain't had nothing to say. And that's what the Lord's gonna do back. He's gonna clock you niggas, man. Every idle word. He's gonna, like the Lord said, he said, friend, how comest thou hither not having a wedding garment? The wisdom, knowledge, understanding, as we just read in Revelation 16 and 15, man, that spiritual garment. And he was speechless. He ain't got nothing to say. Because these 230 niggas, the ones that's trimming the gospel to seek love, the Most High God, he got y'all niggas, man. He got your number. You best believe it, man. He's watching you, man. You're going to be speechless when the Lord really start bringing these calamities upon you, man. He said, then said the king to the servant, bind him hand and foot and take him away and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen. And that's the main thing that we're out here teaching and telling our people, man. Many are called, but few are chosen, because the Lord is only coming back for the remnant of the nation of Israel. He's not coming back for all Israel. So these 2/3 niggas is teaching that shit. They going off, man. The Lord is only coming back for the remnant, the 144,000 and the 1/3 out of the nation of Israel, man. 2/3. 66.6 will be destroyed here in Babylon the Great, man. That's how it's going down. That's the chaser. That's the true skinny. That's what the Lord's doing, man. That's the ones that's doing what, man, the Lord is angry with. But that remnant, the Lord is preparing that feast. He preparing the way. That's why we're making ourselves ready for the bridegroom, man. Hasten the day of his coming, man. Being on our watchtower, seeing the times and discerning the times, because the days are evil, man. Lining everything up with prophecy, man. That's how you make yourself ready for the bridegroom, man, because the marriage is at hand, man. Yahweh Shem Shah, yeah, he's on his way, man. So we have to do is just stay locked in, keep pushing, and exhorting brothers daily to continue to keep fighting the good fight of faith, man. Because, hey, we almost out of here, Akim. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the Spirit, man. Just like you see, man, hey, the marriage is at hand, man. Make yourself ready, man. So, I just want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone of Ruel. Peace and salutation, all the Akim pushing this truth without righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, Akim. Kram Yasharala.